What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to Wrestler Geeks. I'm your host, Justin Shaw.
And I'm the fox that rocks, Black Fox.
Alright, so today's episode of Wrestler Geeks, we are going to cover WWE Elimination Chambers, which happened on February 17th, 2019. Let's start off this pay-per-view event talking about the kickoff match between Buddy Murphy and Akira Tozawa for the Cruiserweight Championship match.
Well, you know what? For me, this is kind of a mixed thing because you got to remember a while ago when we still had Neville.
Yes,
Akira Tozawa.
Neville.
Yeah, Akira Tozawa was to me one of his better, aside from Austin Aries, better competitors,
better rivalries.
feuds. Yeah, better feuds if anything else. And I was happy when Akira won the belt, but you know after a while, it sucked that he only had it for like that 1 week. And then, he lost it again to Neville. But, this is a chance for him. But at the same time, I also like what's going on with Buddy Murphy.
Yes.
Because,
Buddy Murphy.
Look, I'm going to be real with you. Somebody told me about a year ago that Buddy Murphy was going to be the Cruiserweight champion. I wouldn't have believed it. But, at the same time, he's improved way from when he was in NXT.
Yes.
And,
I agree.
I'm happy he's champion. That's why I was kind of like a mix. I was a little bit mixed on this one. Your opinion?
You know what I like about Buddy Murphy? I like the fact that, he's really, kicking some serious tail in the Cruiserweight division. Mm-hmm. But I also like the fact that he kind of has like that anti-authoritative type of persona.
Yeah, in a way. I respect it too. Now, as for the match itself, I got to say, either way, I could have seen this go either way. I like the fact that, it's cool that Buddy Murphy won, but yes. I'm going to say Akira put in that work. And
he did.
Take whatever you want from the Cruiserweight division. It's people have always complained that it's not the same as the original Cruiserweight
yes.
WCW did.
I would kind of agree. I would kind of agree to some extent, but you got to give it to every single wrestler in the Cruiserweight division that puts it out there. Mm-hmm. They really put it out there. And you could tell by watching 205 Live. Mm-hmm. Every single wrestler in that Cruiserweight division competes, especially with this match between Buddy Murphy and Akira Tozawa. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of hard-hitting or strong style, and it also had a little bit of high flying involved.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, look, I thought when Tozawa caught him with this move right off the rope, the part where he was basically in between the ropes. And
right.
I thought, I honestly thought I was like, oh, he might get this. It sucks. In the end, he set up for Murphy's Law. Buddy Murphy retains. I'm glad for him though.
Congratulations to Buddy Murphy on retaining the belt. Let's see, what happens. On the road to WrestleMania.
Let's move on now to the main card matches.
Yes.
So, I think we're going to start this off with the women's tag team elimination match. This was this in its own right was something historic, I believe last year we had the women's elimination chamber itself.
Yes.
And this time it was not only for the women, but it was also something new, giving the women their own tag team titles, and I think that's an incredible thing. They've come a long way from what was going on back in the days of old, as I like to call it.
Yes.
The Attitude Era. Things that people didn't think was going to happen, but now, they have their own tag team titles, and I'm glad that this was such a monumentous event. We had teams that, no matter what, you could actually say all have the right to be champion.
This match was awesome. to me, this match was the main highlight of the Elimination Chambers. Not only because of the fact that this marked the first women's tag championships, but to me, it felt like it was Elimination Chambers, but it kind of felt like this was like a really good tornado tag match. It felt like a tornado tag match.
I'm not. Well, I mean, it was. I get what you mean, but like, I gotta say, for me, it was the fact that they managed to prove that even in the chamber they could like hold their own. And I'm not gonna lie, like there were moments where like I thought like some of them were gonna die, but nonetheless, you know, the Boston Hug connection. I mean, I've heard the Rockets suck.
Me and you both know the reasons why Bayley and Sasha Banks won the women's tag champs.
No, they earned it. Look, the whole storyline had been pointing towards it, but the whole thing about it was, I will take nothing from this. Everybody put in work, but like Sonya and Mandy, they were taking hits.
Yup, they were taking a serious.
They were taking beatings. Like there were like moments where like I thought like Naomi was gonna kill Mandy. But to me though, the one that really like I honestly thought was when Nia almost died. Like when she tried to kill Bayley.
Right.
She tried to kill Bayley.
Didn't she threw herself in one of the chambers?
Yeah.
And
threw is a loose word. She basically tried to destroy Bayley, and Bayley
and
like
it's
moved out.
interesting how they had like the camera after the countdown and how like they had the flickering lights to see which tag team goes. Remember that old school TV game show, Press Your Luck?
Mm-hmm. They pressed the luck and it didn't work out. But, you know, as I said, it was a great match. All the women did everything they had to do. They put it out there. And, you know, congratulations, ladies, to all of you. You deserve everything. Congratulations to the Boston Hug Connection. I'm still going to get used to saying that name.
The Boston Connection. Sound like Bruce Lee's Chinese connection.
Or the Rockets connection, let's be for real. But yeah, nonetheless, though, congratulations. Now we move on to the next title match that happened in the Elimination Chamber, and this would be the Tag Team Championship match between Shane O'Mac and The Miz versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now, okay, look, I'm be for real with you. I did like the Miz and Shane. I honestly, like when I first heard it, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. He's gonna betray him at one point and everything else. But I will say this: no matter what anybody says, they were actually pretty good as a tag team.
Well, I could say about Shane, but I don't know about The Miz.
You've always got something against The Miz.
It's like what I said last time. It's always Shane O'Mac doing mostly all the work.
That's kind of what, well, I mean, you also got to remember, Shane also takes the most risks out of everybody.
That too.
No, I mean, literally out of anything, Shane is like the most high risk kind of person. You kind of need somebody to basically be that guy that, you know, yes, he takes risks. He has his moments of taking risks, but also is like, somebody's got to be basically on the side when like Shane tags in. Because I'm just got to say this. Take nothing away from Shane O'Mac. And I'll say this to the Usos. They say they run, you know, this is the Uso penitentiary. But I'm not going to lie. I forgot who he took out. Was it Jay or Jimmy?
One of the Usos.
He took out one of the Usos. And I'm not going to lie. I was like, I think that boy dead. And you got to say this, though. Yeah, The Miz dropped the ball on that one. It happens to the best of us. Like, I honestly thought for sure, like, he had it. And Usos managed to prove that, you know, being the best tag team, it isn't about, you know, it isn't always about strength. It isn't always about being powerful. It isn't always about, you know, being, this is basically, they have a better idea as they had a better experience. That's what it came down to. All right. What you think?
I thought it was a good match. Like I said, any match with Shane O'Mac is always a good match. Love to see him doing his version of the Macho Man elbow drop, coast to coast, putting his life on the line, you know?
Yeah, definitely puts his life on the line. But you know what? Again, congratulations to the Uso.
Yes.
Another title win. Gotta keep it going to WrestleMania, guys.
This is how many times they won the
Believe it.
tag champs?
I believe this is the sixth time.
Yeah, because I remember a while back when we discussed about them, they were feuding between the New Day for the tag belts. All right, so next match.
Ah, yes.
Let's talk about the 2-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship belt. Bobby Lashley with Lilo Rush versus Finn Balor.
Okay. So I'm going to say this right now. I honestly think this didn't need to be a handicap. I really didn't.
I agree. Me personally, I think this match was kind of silly. I'm kind of glad that my boy Finn Balor got the Intercontinental Championship. But again, I felt like this was a mid-card, and it just seemed like, I don't know, like somehow story-wise, that they just decided to hand the belt over to him so that, you know, fans like myself could stop complaining about Finn Balor should be winning the belt.
So I get what you mean, what you're saying. So my whole take on it was this: like, I think my main takeaway was, okay, with you know that Lio Rush is going to be the one to get pinned and he's going to lose the belt, because it's basically not to make Bobby look weak or whatever. Now that he became Intercontinental Champion, and at the same time help out Finn in a way by actually finally giving him the belt, because I think all of us agree, we've complained to WWE about the fact that what they're not doing with Finn.
Yes.
Not giving him anything else at the moment, and especially after what happened with him against Lesnar. And in a way, this is their method of doing that. So I feel like it's going to be a build-up to actually we're going to have either at maybe, I think, Fastlane or even WrestleMania, we'll have Finn versus Bobby Lashley by itself one-on-one. That's how I feel it'll go. My whole thing is, the reason I feel like it didn't need to do that is because I felt like it would have been a good match in its own if they fought a one-on-one, but if they're going for the long-run plan, okay, fine.
Congratulations to my boy Finn Balor.
Congrats.
For winning the Intercontinental Championship.
Congrats, Finn. Glad you keep on defending it.
Bring out the demon, Balor. Bring out the demon.
All right, so let's go to our next one, which would be the Raw Women's Championship match, which, all right.
Didn't even last 5 minutes. Another mid-card.
All right, I'm gonna make this one like real. I don't have any issue with Ronda Rousey as champion.
Me neither.
She's actually
Me
pretty
neither.
good. And it's just
agree.
like I felt the reason that I didn't feel for this is because I feel like we know where this situation's going, and I feel bad not for this. I feel bad for like Ruby Riott, because Ruby Riott's a great wrestler. I mean,
Yes.
like last year, I believe at the same event. I'm not sure. No, I think it was at Fastlane. She had her match against Charlotte for the women's championship, and she lost. She put on a good show. This one, it was just more like, okay, we need you to go in there and make Ronda look strong. I feel bad because I know I feel like Ruby had the potential to do more and solidify herself as she's already solidified herself as a great wrestler and everything. It's just like I felt like they didn't do a good job of solidifying her as a possible threat, and I think this might hurt her more than anything. But that's another thing for another time, another match.
Yeah, so again, like this match, it didn't even last like 5 minutes. It's like Ronda Rousey is like she just put Ruby Riott on the Kimura, and that was it. Again, I don't have nothing against Ronda Rousey, but again, this felt like another mid-card, and this match should have at least lasted, no minimum than 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then, of course, afterwards, Charlotte got involved and Becky beat them. And that was the most entertaining part of that, though. Like, hey, look, that's like, to me, I think that's all of us were like looking forward to. Like, she just came in there and beat them both with crutches.
Next match is the Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman in the no disqualification match.
All right, let's do this right now. This feud between Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman has, in some weird way or another, it's the same thing with the whole thing with Kevin Owens. It was entertaining in the beginning, but now it's just like it's kind of gotten to that like kind of semi-stale point. But at the same time, like, I will say the fact that I was surprised that they gave the win to Corbin. Like, I was not counting on the fact that he was going to get help.
He always does every time when he has a feud with Braun Strowman.
Yeah, but like, it's always been like, at the time he had a position of power. This time it was just like, from other guys who were just like, I don't understand why Lashley helped him. I understood, like, that's the thing that was confusing to me, because I'm like, okay, so it's just feud with Finn over, but, at the same time, we all know what happened towards the end. Like, hey, look, Lashley came in, I think it was all, and I still don't understand why McIntyre wasn't. Well, no, I understood McIntyre. McIntyre, I get that one, because they've had a moment. They've had like a sensible feud for a bit. But the whole, like, them helping him pin him, that was surprising. But I didn't get where they're going for, unless they're like going. From what I've heard, they say they're thinking that this is like the cabinet. Like, like JBL's cabinet?
Like a political office or something?
Yes, that was the thing. Remember when JBL was on his, like, in the beginning, he had the Basham Brothers?
Right.
Ivory and everything else, and, like, they're trying to build something like that, and I'm like, so who's going to be your other, like...
I don't know, but I kind of miss Baron Corbin's old gimmick. Like, he still comes in there wrestling all dressed up and all that kind of stuff, but he's not in a position of power anymore. Shouldn't he go back to his old wrestling gimmick?
Honestly, I don't know what that's gonna happen. I don't think it looks good without the, like, with the. Actually, you know what? Possibly he could do it with the bald head.
He could still do it. I think he could still do it. And they need to bring back his old wrestling entrance theme, because I don't feel his current wrestling theme anymore.
Well,
because you know how, like, that music, I don't know, like, I like how he always used to, like, come in, like, if he didn't care, and he just, like, did his thing.
He
like,
still doesn't care. It's just like...
He still doesn't care, but it's like, I don't know, it just, I don't know, his gimmick is just not the same anymore.
I think it's been, like, with the way things have been recently, I don't know. But now for the best, the match everybody was waiting for, aside from the other Elimination Chamber match, that everybody was waiting for. That's the correct term for it. So now we get to the men's Elimination Chamber match, and this one, especially because of the fact that involved, it's for the SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship, or as we like to call it, the hipster title, because it's made of wood.
Oh, I figured that belt was recycled.
Exactly. So this time we have the 6 competitors, which were Daniel Bryan, of course. The other ones were AJ Styles. We also had in it my man Kofi Kingston.
Yes.
We had Randy Orton, Samoa Joe,
Crybaby Joe,
and my other pick, Jeff Hardy. I will always believe in Jeff Hardy, but my whole thing was, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to get this out. I think we should really get this out the way. Kofi, I was happy about that. I just want to say that right now before we get into it. I'm just like, I was happy for Kofi. But, like, about the match in its own right, we all know the fact that it was actually supposed to be Mustafa Ali. He was supposed to be the in Kofi's position, but due to injuries, he wasn't, and concussions, he wasn't able to be cleared, giving Kofi a chance, and Kofi got the momentum going for him.
Yes, I think Kofi deserved this match, and I think Kofi deserved a lot more. And me personally, out of all the members of the New Day, I felt like for quite some time he has not received as much attention compared to the other two members of the New Day. To me, I consider Kofi Kingston the luchador of the pack, and you know why.
Yes, I know.
You know why? Because you have the luchador, you have, the one with brute strength, and you have the ringleader.
Or the one with the mic skills.
Yeah, the one with the mic skills.
So as I said, my thing was the whole thing is Kofi, like you said, Kofi's been there for a long time. I think the last 11 years was like the last time I actually saw Kofi even anywhere involved in a match like that. But like as I said, I was happy for him because of the fact that he showed that he could still go. He showed the fact that he earned that right.
Yes.
I mean, after first we had the fact that surprisingly he eliminated Samoa Joe.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, that was pretty epic. And of course, sucked that Jeff Hardy got eliminated as well. But I'm gonna switch gears on this one. But the whole thing was, I will also take away one other thing that I feel like I will forget if I don't say it. But to me, one of the best parts was the fact that Randy Orton caught AJ with a lovely RKO. You cannot say that.
I don't know, but I think out of all the competitors in that Elimination Chambers match, I don't think Randy Orton shouldn't have been in that match.
No, I feel like Randy Orton should have been in that match because of the fact that he's also one of the ones who's had. You need, with these type of things, you need at least one or two people who have experience in the chamber.
Or someone who's has hardcore experience.
Or who knows how to pick spots and everything else.
And despite the fact that he's known as the legend killer.
Yeah, there wasn't no legends in there at the moment. So my whole thing was, as I said, my whole thing was with Randy Orton winning. I mean, Randy Orton taking out AJ. It set up for a lovely moment where a kind of reminder of Kofi when Kofi was on his rise, who he had to take out to actually get a shot, even though, in the end, we all know the story about what happened with that one.
With Kofi?
Yeah.
The aftermath of Elimination Chambers?
The aftermath of what happened a few years ago, the whole, I think you heard about the whole thing with Randy Orton calling him stupid over because he didn't take a punt.
Oh.
But for me, I think that was when he caught him lovely with the Trouble in Paradise.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about, the aftermath of what happened to Kofi Kingston, but I don't even want to get into that because that's something that happened,
years ago.
What happened kind of recent, after the Elimination Chambers. What they did to Kofi, which is something I don't want to get into because it really upsetted me. And this is the second time that, they fooled another wrestler, let's say. But let's just hope that, they have something planned for Kofi Kingston in the near future.
I agree. Because I think, as I said, but back to the most important thing is the whole thing with Kofi was Kofi and Daniel Bryan put on a phenomenal bout, especially towards the end when they managed. It was just them. There was so many times when I thought Kofi was gonna catch him, and in the end, Daniel managed to kick out. But for what it's worth, Kofi, it sucks you didn't win it. Hope you get him. I know you'll get another opportunity.
Yes.
Daniel Bryan, congratulations on retaining your title. You got some.
Congratulations on Daniel Bryan on retaining his recycled title.
Recycled title, yes. Let's go with that.
Hold up the belt. we're almost out of time, but I want to thank everyone for watching. Please feel free to email me at shawjustin576@gmail.com.
You can find me at fallthefox777@gmail.com.
Once again, this is Wrestler Geeks. Have fun, be safe, and don't get into any fights. We'll see you next time.